Greetings, loved ones. Today we're going to talk about 10 patterns of verbal abuse. This form of abuse can be harder to recognize than you may think. Help us get these messages out. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button and the notification bell and share these messages with others. You never know, just by doing so you can save a life. You know, it can sound like name calling, constantly correcting someone's behavior, or yelling at, denouncing, or demeaning someone. It can also take the form of a prolonged silent treatment. If this type of relationship sounds like something you've never put up with, you're not alone. But is it possible that verbal abuse is happening right under your nose with your intimate partner and you don't even recognize it? Yes, it's Patricia Evans, author of The Verbally Abusive Relationship. In more than 2 decades since she published her book, she says she's counseled some 40,000 people about verbal abuse, many of whom didn't even realize that was happening to them by their partners. It was considered abuse. She says they're being put down constantly by a boyfriend, girlfriend, or spouse. These abusers are defining the reality for them, which in essence is insane. But people who experienced it may just start to think I'm an awful, stupid person. The effects of this self-worth tear-down tactic, combined with gaslighting statements like you're being too sensitive or that never happened, can be emotionally destructive for years to come. She says it could be worse than physical abuse. She says, I know some survivors would rather get hit because things like bruises can heal. So is there a pattern? Are you not sure if what you're enduring is verbal abuse? In her book, Evans identifies 10 patterns verbal abuse may take. See if one of these or more sound familiar to you. First, number one, it happens behind closed doors. Interactions that upset, confuse, or hurt the survivor would rarely occur in public. Even if these people are in the home, Evans says the abuser will often make sure to only threat or put down the partner when they're alone. Furthermore, Evans says, going public with verbal abuse is usually a sign of escalation and or impending physical abuse. Number two, it comes out of nowhere. Verbal abuse may occur repeatedly when the survivor feels like everything is fine in the relationship. Number three, it happens when the survivor is visibly happy, or the survivor may be showing enthusiasm, may be gaining success in some area of life, such as a career, and then the words come. Number four, it begins to feel familiar. The abuse may seem like a recurring incident, manifested in different ways. Says Evans, like one woman who said that whenever she expressed a thought, her abuser would argue against it. He would always treat her as the enemy. Number five, the partner, the abuser, puts down his or her partner's interest. Making sure to always show disdain for something an abusive partner shows interest in is yet another pattern verbal abuse can take. For example, why are you voting Democratic? Why are you voting Republican? Why do you believe in God? That's stupid. It's just constant. Number six, after the verbal abuse, the abuser does not seek reconciliation. The abuser doesn't try to apologize and may say there's nothing to talk about when confronted about his or her treatment of the other partner. Number seven, between incidents, the relationship seems normal. Before and after interactions that involve verbal put-downs, the survivor may feel like their relationship was okay because things seem to be functioning well. Number eight, the survivor feels isolated. Many partners experience a growing sense of isolation, especially from their own families or friends. The abuser uses this for power and control. Number nine, the abuser defines his or her partner, their relationship, and most often the interactions. By this, Evans means the abuser defines everything in a way that is very different from how the abuser's partner has experienced things. And the abuser with an explosive temper, for example, may say that he or she is easygoing, or the abuser who constantly picks on his or her partner will then say that the survivor is always trying to start a fight. Number 10, the survivor doesn't use verbally abusive language when talking to his or her partner. Partners who are constantly blamed and confused by verbal abuse might be surprised to realize they have never said, nor would think of saying, what is frequently being said to them. Examples include, you're stupid, how dumb are you, you're not wearing that, or do what I ask, or I'll get a divorce. If any of these resonate with you, in your own relationship, consider talking to someone like a trained domestic violence advocate or a therapist who specializes in domestic violence to learn more about what you're going through. Verbal abuse and emotional abuse are intricately linked, and they cause much more damage than physical abuse. With 1 in 3 women experiencing domestic violence worldwide, and 15 million children witnessing the violence every year, the question is not if you will encounter a victim of violence. The question before God is, what will you do when you do encounter them? You could be the person who saves a life. You are called. We are all called to be champions for justice. And those who suffer violence need to know that those who love them and those who don't even know them will step out and reach out to give them the help and the courage they need to leave before it's too late. Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and share these messages with everyone you know. You never know. Someone you share it with may recognize that they are suffering from violence, or they know someone who is, and they may leave or may help someone leave. Because you shared it, you could save a life. If you're a victim of violence, listen to me. I cannot say this enough. You've been lied to and lied to and lied to and put down to destroy your self-esteem. And it's lies that they've been telling you, and you believe them. I want to tell you the truth. You are valued. You are loved. You're intelligent. You're beautiful. God does not want you to suffer violence. He wants you to live free from violence in peace and tranquility. There is a way out. It's not your fault, and abuse is not love. If you're a victim of violence, reach out to somebody today, please. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, call 911. If you know of a child suffering violence, tell the authorities. Next week, we're going to talk about 3 myths about survivors of domestic violence. Until then, God bless you.